Hey, over the last few weeks, we have made the case that we are not surrounded by sophisticated writing and thinking as much as we are surrounded by a swirl of information that does make arguments, that does in fact persuade, but that does not do it logically. Advertisements, pundits on news channels, these just seem to make claims and that's about it. Last week I asked you to investigate how much of this material is propaganda, that is, that these ads and news programs do persuade us, they do alter our thinking and behavior, yet they use illogical techniques in order to do so. This week I would like to present yet another potential enabler of illogical, non-sophisticated communication. I want us to begin thinking about the media that we use. Consider this. Written language has been used for about 5,000 years. Before that time, and even during that time, many cultures were oral cultures, and language was shared via dialogue. Now imagine the differences between what an oral culture allows one to do with language and what a written culture does. Think of the game telephone. That's the oral culture. Information can potentially change as it is shared. Those who can memorize, therefore, have a ton of power or wisdom. Contrast this to a written culture where one doesn't need to memorize. One need only get the information down on paper. Also, consider that with writing, one can also build upon the writing that has already been written. In effect, one can help build a conversation over years. Not so with speaking. The differences, in fact, are innumerable. The point is that each form or medium of communication values certain ways of thinking and behaving. Now, jump forward to the early 1960s and think of the first televised presidential debate. The story goes that if you watched it on TV, John F. Kennedy won it. He was calm, well-spoken, and good-looking. Richard Nixon just sweated a lot. However, if you heard it on the radio, it seemed like Richard Nixon won, as he was forthright with his claims and had strong support. Thus, the medium impacts the message, or, as professor of communication theory Marshall McLuhan is famous for saying, the medium is the message. Now think of today. Think of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and iPhones and texting and emoticons, the list goes on. How do these mediums impact how we communicate? What values are embedded in all of these? What values are lost? This is what I would like you to think about this week. Thanks.